Hi, Ronnie Kosei here at Cora Rehabilitation's Riverside location, where I'm the physical therapist and clinic manager. Today I'm joined by Brittany Laxon, Cora's newest clinic manager. She's over at the Regency location. Today we're going to be discussing ankle stabilization. Ankle stabilization is always important for runners, but especially during the summer months when people are running on the beach with the sand, it's a little tougher to get control of the ankle. Also when they're running on trails trying to avoid that hot sun. So today we're going to make sure that you know exactly what you need to do at home to get those ankles nice and strong. The first exercises that we're going to go through is an ankle four-way stabilization using a TheraBand. If you don't have a TheraBand, please come down to Cora. We'd be glad to give you one. Also, with any of these exercises, please come down. If you have a question with it, we'd be glad to go through them and show you. Okay? First, we're going to take this band, which has just a loop tied at the end of it. We're going to have her put that on her foot. So we're going to go right here. Perfect. Now this is going to do plantar flexion. Okay? So this motion going down with your foot. What we're going to have her do is just basically pump her ankles down. She's got this band at the very end of her foot to apply the most resistance, and she's holding this nice and steady. Keeping that foot in neutral, do about 3 sets of 15 for all of these exercises. To do inversion and eversion, we're going to have the knots on the inside and the outside of the foot. So we're going to have that there, and she's going to step in using the other foot as a lever, and now she's going to go to the outside, trying to keep her knee as stable as possible. So we don't want the knee getting too much of the work done. We actually want the ankle and the muscles around that to work. We're going to flip this on the other side now, so the knot's on the outside, so we can get some inversion of the ankle. Good. And then she's going to step over and use the lever on the other side. And now she's going to go towards the inside, again, trying to keep this knee nice and steady. Perfect. And the last one will be dorsiflexion. So we're going to put this knot on the bottom. We're going to put this back to the inside. She's going to step on the band, and then she's going to lift up, really getting that anterior tip to fire. Again, it's a four-way ankle stability. You need a band, but it's very, very easy to do at home. The next exercise we're going to do is a single leg stance. This is another really, really important base for balance. Most running is done in a single leg, so having a single leg support is going to be really important. Single leg stance is simply standing on one leg, trying to get that ankle to balance you as much as you can. What I want here from Brittany is actually to bend the knee a little bit more. If we get a cushion in the knee, we're actually going to use a lot more of the muscles, more so than locking out that joint and using the joint. So here you can see that she's struggling a little bit, but it's pretty easy for her, so we're going to go ahead and progress. We're going to go to this AirX foam. To decide if you want to progress or not, usually it's about 30 to 60 seconds of performing a solid single leg stance without falling over. So right now she's on the foam. It's a little bit more dynamic. It's a little bit more difficult. She doesn't need any handheld support here. She's perfect. Again, 30 to 60 seconds. We'll go to the next dynamic thing. A Bosu ball is probably the next most dynamic. It's a really great tool, any kind of balance activities, core stability stuff. But here we'll try the single leg stance, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult for her. So you can see she's kind of falling over a little bit. She's doing a good job. If you need, get some handheld support from a friend or stand next to a wall, something like that that you can tap onto. Fingertip support would be ideal. Once you get about 30 to 60 seconds here, maybe you can use like a ball toss, someone tossing the ball to you, try to throw you off balance. Keeping that core tight is really going to keep you balanced, but it's also going to keep that ankle nice and strong. Our next exercise is using the rocker board here, trying to work on coordination and proprioception of the ankle. Proprioception is simply your joint knowing where it is in space. That way when you're running on the beach, you're running on a trail, happen to step on a rock or step in a hole, anything like that, the ankle can react very, very quickly and stay nice and stable. It's going to prevent some ankle sprains, that kind of thing. The first thing we're going to do is go forward and backward. We've got Brittany sitting here with a nice 90-degree angle at her knee, and she's just going nice and slow. There's no resistance here. We're simply working on that coordination. The next one would be going side to side, going left and right. We want to try to keep it as stable as possible. Don't worry so much about actually tapping the board. You might have a little less range of motion in your ankle and not be able to tap. Go as far as you can while having some control here. And the last two would be working on circles. So starting at the front here, and then trying to touch each side of the board all the way around, trying to minimize the motion of the knee as much as possible. So we want that ankle doing all the work. And then go the other direction. And it's a lot tougher for her. So try to work on all these, about 30 times forward and backwards, 30 times left and right, and 30 circles on each direction should be great. Thank you for watching the video. As always, feel free to contact any Jacksonville area Cora Rehabilitation to go over the exercises that you saw here today or to schedule your free 15-minute injury assessment. Cora Rehabilitation is keeping you in the game.